Hello and welcome to the CompTIA Cybersecurity Analyst, or CySA Plus Certification Study Guide. In this video, we will discuss Chapter 9.4, Conducting Exercises and Awareness Training. All too often, vulnerability management and administration are viewed exclusively through the lens of technical security controls. However, non-technical controls are equally important. An often overlooked non-technical control for reducing vulnerabilities and risk is conducting awareness, education, and training regarding the risks associated with cybersecurity attacks and how to properly defend against these attacks. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Cyber team exercises. Specific cybersecurity exercises for cyber teams can reduce vulnerabilities and risk by preparing these teams to properly identify and react to cybersecurity events. One valuable exercise is an in-house pen test. Table 9-6 lists the composition and duties of the teams in a pen test wargame. Red team are the attackers. They scan for vulnerabilities and then exploit them. They have prior and in-depth knowledge of existing security, which may provide an unfair advantage. Blue team are defenders. They monitor for red team attacks and shore up defenses as necessary. They scan log files, traffic analysis, and other data to look for signs of an attack. White team are referees. They enforce the rules of the penetration testing. They make notes of the blue team's responses and the red team's attacks. Purple team is the bridge. They provide real-time feedback between the red and blue teams to enhance the testing. The blue team receives information that can be used to prioritize and improve their ability to detect attacks, while the red team learns more about technologies and mechanisms used in the defense. Sometimes organizations add an incentive called a Capture the Flag (CTF) exercise. A series of challenges with varying degrees of difficulty are outlined in advance. When one challenge is solved, a flag is given to the pen tester, and the points are totaled once time has expired. The winning player or team is the one that earns the highest score. CTF events are often hosted at information security conferences or by schools. Incident response testing exercises. Tabletop is a monthly 30-minute discussion of a scenario conducted in an informal and stress-free environment. This scenario is presented. An employee casually remarks about how generous it is of a vendor to provide the box of USB drives on the conference room table, embossed with the company logo. After making some inquiries, you find the vendor did not provide USB drives to employees. What do? Walkthrough is a review by IT personnel of the steps of the plan, by paying particular attention to the IT systems and services that may be targeted in an attack. A technician with knowledge of the current system will walk through the proposed recovery procedures to determine if there are omissions, gaps, errors, or false assumptions. Simulation is a hands-on simulation exercise using a realistic scenario to thoroughly test each step of the plan. A simulation of a senior vice president who opens a malicious attachment and introduces malware into the network is presented. Failover is a testing the process of temporarily switching to backup procedures after an attack. The connection to a server is terminated to determine if the backup server will take over. Parallel processing is conducting the same test simultaneously in multiple environments. A test of an attack against a firewall at the main campus is also conducted at a remote site to determine if the same procedures are applicable. User awareness training. While it is important to conduct exercises for cyber teams, it is likewise important to provide cybersecurity user awareness training to all users. This helps raise the understanding of what cybersecurity risks exist, their potential impacts, and how they can be managed. Training helps make users aware of common risks and how they can become a human firewall to help mitigate these risks. The goal of security awareness training is to help users achieve anomalous behavior recognition, be able to distinguish between what is normal and what is not normal. Training should also empower users to make a determination between that which is unexpected, not anticipated, and unintentional, not done on purpose, and as such it becomes risky, carries a high risk. This is also known as situation awareness. However, not all user awareness training is effective. There is common training today that is marginally effective and may actually cause more harm than good. Marginal training. Suppose one day you received a company email from the HR department about updated employee job descriptions and were asked to verify your current position from the attached document. Or you received an email from the company with the subject line, "Thank you for being a valuable employee," that said you were being recognized by a supervisor and rewarded with a gift card that could be redeemed by clicking a link. Or you received an email from the company's IT staff that said there were changes to the company policies about personal cell phones and you were instructed to click the link to read new policies and sign off by tomorrow. Gotcha. Each of these are actual emails sent by different companies to their employees. While they were legitimate in that they did come from the company itself, they contained fictitious information. They were all part of a phishing campaign simulation test. Employees who received these emails were being tested to see if they would open an attachment or click a link, as they might do if they were to receive a legitimate phishing email from a threat actor. Employees who failed the test had to watch hours of online training videos and pass an online test, and then be subject to additional unannounced phishing tests. These phishing campaigns have become increasingly popular as a means for organizations to test their employees' knowledge of phishing. One security company that specializes in conducting phishing campaigns for organizations typically sends 17,600 emails in 1 month. They also provide online dashboards so that the organization can monitor test results, as shown in Figure 9.10. This security company also crafts seasonal emails, such as a notice of Valentine's Day flowers being delivered. In all, they have created 20,000 different phishing templates from which organizations may choose to use to test their employees. They also have a controversial category of phishing emails that push the limits of the test. An example is an HR department distributing updated pay scales in an email attachment. Although the security company claims that their phishing campaigns reduce the number of employees who fail the test from 33% to 5%, security researchers claim the opposite. Phishing campaign tests conducted by researchers have found that these campaigns only reduce the overall rate by 1–2%. Other phishing campaign tests conducted by researchers found no difference in the rate, and one study showed that any slight improvements disappeared after several months. But more than being marginally, if at all, effective, phishing campaigns have been shown to have a negative impact on employees. Employees resent being tricked and tested without their knowledge. Often employees say the advice companies provide on how to combat phishing, like checking every link before clicking or never opening attachments, is impractical and difficult to follow. One IT employee who tried to follow all suggested precautions frequently missed important emails and was reprimanded by their supervisor. Phishing campaigns make employees more anxious and experience unnecessary stress. These campaigns result in employees distrusting their cybersecurity team, whose purpose is to protect the company and its employees. Organizations should consider the broader impacts of phishing campaigns before deciding whether to use them. While there is no surefire way to teach employees how to detect phishing, there are alternative approaches that do not lead to distrust and resentment. Effective training. There are techniques that can be used for effective user training. These include computer-based training, CBT. CBT uses a computer to deliver the instruction. It is frequently used for user training due to its flexibility. Training can be done from any location and at any time, and ability to provide feedback about the progress of the learner. However, CBT is not always considered the best means of training. Instead, a variety of other modalities, such as specialized face-to-face instruction or informal lunch and learn sessions, may provide better overall learning results. Role-based awareness training. Many organizations use role-based awareness training. This involves specialized training that is customized to the specific role that an employee holds in the organization. An office associate, for example, should be provided security training that is different from that provided to an upper-level manager because the duties and tasks of these two employees are significantly different. Gamification. The fast-growing field of digital gaming is generally divided into two distinct markets: recreational gaming for entertainment and instructional gaming for training and education. Gamification is using game-based scenarios for instruction. User training can often include gamification in an attempt to heighten the interest and retention of the learner. The content of user awareness training should be such that it provides practical guidance to the users. However, first and foremost, training should clearly emphasize that all computer users in an organization have a shared responsibility to protect the assets of the organization. It cannot be assumed that all users have the knowledge and skill to protect these assets. Instead, users need training on the importance of securing information, the roles that they play in security, and the steps they need to take to prevent attacks. And because new attacks appear regularly and new security vulnerabilities are continuously being exposed, user awareness and training must be ongoing. User training is an essential element of security. Education in an enterprise is not limited to only certain employees. HR personnel need to keep abreast of security issues because in many organizations, it is their role to train new employees on all aspects of the organization, including security. Even upper management needs to be aware of the security threats and attacks that the organization faces, if only to acknowledge the necessity of security in planning, staffing, and budgeting. In addition, an awareness program should include the following: recognition of insider threats, understanding of operational security attacks through social engineering instruction on password management risks associated with removable media security difference between office work and hybrid remote work environments. Security material found in policies and handbooks. If you find this video useful, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. To see more videos like this, please click in the rectangle in the middle of your screen. To see other videos from this channel, please click the circle on the bottom right. Thanks for watching. We will see you on the next one.